Hello everyone, welcome to the 5-Minute Discovery channel. Let's explore the story of France, the country known as the most charming country in the world. Why is France honored with this title? It is not only because of the attraction of the wonderful landscapes but also because of the charm of the culture, people, and lifestyle of this country. France is not only the top destination of millions of tourists from all over the world but also one of the most attractive countries in the list of 15 most charming destinations in the world. What has created such a strong attraction? Together we will explore the factors that make France charming. From the characteristics of its rich culture, sophisticated lifestyle, to achievements in literature and art, all contribute to creating a fascinating overall picture. Let's watch this video to learn in detail about the story of France, where every street corner, every custom tells a charming and attractive story. Before going into the content, remember to like and subscribe to support the channel. Geographical location. To understand France, we first need to determine the location of this charming country. France is located in the west of Europe, the gateway to this continent. With its strategic location, France shares borders with many countries, including Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Monaco, Andorra and Spain. In addition to its main territory in Europe, France also owns other territories around the globe, from the tropics of South America to islands in the Atlantic, Pacific and Indian Oceans. This geographical diversity creates an extremely rich landscape, from beautiful beaches in the south to snow-capped mountains in the east, from vast fertile fields in the north and west, creating an important role for France in European agriculture. France, with an area of 643,801 square kilometers, is the largest country in the European Union, although not the largest country in Europe as a whole, as not all European countries are part of the EU. For comparison, this area is twice that of Vietnam. The population of France is estimated at nearly 70 million people, contributing to a diverse and attractive culture and society. With a combination of majestic natural beauty and cultural richness, France deserves to be one of the most attractive destinations in the world. Let's explore more about this country and what makes it so special. Nature, wildlife. With its diverse natural conditions, France is a colorful country with a rich ecosystem, providing an ideal habitat for many species of flora and fauna. More than 25% of France's territory is covered by lush green forests, while the remaining 50% is rural or agricultural land. These vast forests are home to deer and wild boar, while the Alps are home to antelopes, brown bears and hares. The French Mediterranean coast is an important stopover for millions of migratory birds from Africa, such as flamingos, vultures and many other species. Therefore, France is not only famous for its wonderful natural scenery but also for its extremely rich biodiversity. France is actively protecting and maintaining these living spaces for wildlife. Around 10% of the country has been designated as national parks and nature reserves, ensuring that these areas will continue to be preserved for future generations. France is not only a destination that captivates with its beauty and history, but also with its deep commitment to protecting the environment and maintaining ecological balance. This makes every visit to France not only a journey of cultural and historical discovery, but also an opportunity to admire the wild beauty of nature. People and culture. France is not only the oldest nation on Earth, but also one of the most ethnically diverse countries in Europe. The profound influence of France has made this country a leading cultural center in the world for centuries. From exquisite cuisine, profound philosophy, emotional music, creative arts, groundbreaking cinema, to luxurious fashion and rich literature, France has left an indelible mark on all of these areas. In particular, although Vietnam and France are geographically distant, we have many close cultural and historical connections. However, not everyone clearly understands the meaning of the French flag, a symbol that carries many layers of profound meaning. Let's explore the meaning of the French tricolor flag, with each color containing its own distinct values and symbols. From learning about the historical origins of the French flag to how it reflects the spirit and values of the French people, we will open a new door to understanding this country. With every detail, from the colors to the shape, the French flag is not only a national symbol, but also an indispensable part of the cultural and historical identity of a great nation. Join us to learn more about the meaning of this symbol, and how it connects France to the world. French. one of the world's most charming and diverse languages, has left a deep mark on the history of global languages. Few people know that French was the official language in England for nearly 300 years, from the 11th to the 14th centuries, when the Normans occupied England. This was a special period, when French was dominant in English political and legal affairs. However, over time, English gradually regained its position and became the official language. Today, French still plays an important role in the international arena and is the official language of 29 countries. The legacy of a large French empire with many colonies has contributed to making French more popular than ever. Currently, there are about 120 million people worldwide learning French, reflecting the spread and influence of this language. In particular, 50% of French speakers currently live in Africa, where French is an important language in everyday communication. Meanwhile, the remaining 40% live in Europe, where French still maintains its position as an official and popular language. The popularity of French lies not only in the number of speakers, but also in its profound influence in global culture, education and politics. French continues to be a bridge between cultures and a language of elegance and intelligence. With these historical layers and global presence, French is not only a learned language, but an important part of the world's cultural heritage. Let's discover and feel the charm of French, a language that has gone through history and become a bridge between cultures. Interesting facts about France. Has the most time zones in the world. You might be surprised to know that France, although only twice as large as Vietnam in terms of area, is the country with the most time zones in the world. Hard to imagine, right? This is no coincidence. The main reason lies in the wide distribution of France across the globe, with territories spanning many different regions. With a total of 12 time zones, France far exceeds any other country in the number of time zones it manages. This diversity reflects the country's global presence, from remote islands in the Pacific to territories in the Indian Ocean and the Caribbean. Each time zone represents a distinct part of French culture and life, connecting the country to many different parts of the world. If you are curious about how these time zones work and how they affect the daily lives of people in different regions of France, France has many tourist attractions. Why is France considered the most charming country in the world? Perhaps, the charm of France is the most famous tourist destination in the world. Surely, if you are planning to explore here, learning French will be a great idea. According to tourism data in 2018, before the COVID-19 pandemic had a profound impact on the tourism industry, France welcomed 89.3 million tourists. This number affirms France's position as one of the most attractive destinations in the world. The capital, Paris, the heart of this country, is equally prominent when it ranks third in the list of most visited cities, only after Bangkok in Thailand and London in the UK. So what makes France so charming? It is the perfect combination of rich history, diverse culture, great cuisine and enchanting landscapes. France is not just a tourist destination. It's an experience, a journey through the pages of history, artistic masterpieces and world-class cuisine. When coming to France, there is a destination that cannot be missed, which is the Louvre Museum, one of the world's leading cultural wonders. With a record number of about 9.6 million visitors each year, the Louvre is not only the most famous museum in the world but also a symbol of art and history. Located in the heart of Paris, the Louvre is an art treasure with about 38,000 works on display, from the most ancient artifacts to modern masterpieces. This is where you can admire the world-famous painting, Mona Lisa, along with countless other great works. A special feature that cannot be missed is the Louvre Pyramid, made entirely of glass. Located in the museum's courtyard, this pyramid is not only a modern symbol but also a beautiful architectural highlight, attracting the eyes of anyone who comes here. As you walk through the vast galleries of the Louvre, you will feel the perfect blend of history and modernity, tradition and innovation. Coming to the Louvre, you will feel like you're lost in a world of art and knowledge, where every angle opens up a new story and each work leaves an unforgettable mark. That is why the Louvre Museum has become a must-see destination in your journey to explore Paris, an indispensable experience when you set foot in this magnificent capital. Besides the famous symbol like the Eiffel Tower, an important destination that cannot be missed when exploring Paris is the Paris Gare du Nord train station, one of the busiest transport hubs not only in Europe but also in the world. Gare du Nord is not only the top in Europe but also the second most crowded in the world, after Tokyo Station in Japan. With an impressive 214 million passengers per year, this station is an indispensable part of Paris urban life. Construction began in 1846. Gare du Nord has undergone many changes and expansions. Initially, the station was too cramped and insufficient, leading to the need to rebuild and upgrade many times. Especially in the early 20th century, the station continued to expand to meet the increasing needs of passengers. And now, with Paris preparing to welcome the big event VIN 2024, Gare du Nord is in the process of upgrading once again to improve its service capacity, expected to serve an additional 200,000 passengers per day. If you plan to visit Paris and especially use Gare du Nord, be sure to avoid rush hours. Because, during these times, the station will become extremely crowded and bustling, making your travel more stressful. With a combination of a long history and constant development, Gare du Nord is not only a transportation hub, but also a living symbol of the vibrancy and fast pace of life of the City of Light. France stands out with many impressive records, and one of the most special is the highest mountain in Europe, Mont Blanc. Standing firmly at an altitude of 4,807 meters, Mont Blanc is not only a symbol of majesty but also a dream challenge for mountaineering enthusiasts. To conquer this mountain, you will need to embark on a challenging journey lasting from 10 to 12 hours, overcoming dangerous roads and harsh weather conditions. This is an adventure that requires careful preparation and no small amount of courage. But if you're not an adventurer, don't worry. You can still enjoy the beauty of Mont Blanc without climbing it. Try the highest cable car ride in Europe, a 20-minute experience that will take you to the ideal height to admire the scenery from above. From here, you can enjoy panoramic views of the snow-capped mountains, deep valleys and feel the majesty of nature. Whichever way you choose to experience Mont Blanc, it is sure to leave you with wonderful memories and unforgettable impressions of the beauty of Europe. The French have a special love for sleep, and it's no coincidence. On average, the French enjoy around 8.83 hours of sleep each day, an impressive figure that reflects the importance they place on rest. Sleep is not only an essential part of life but also a determining factor in health. For the French, ensuring adequate sleep is not only a habit but also a top priority. They believe that getting enough sleep helps reduce stress, improve mood and protect the body from many diseases. Sleep is the way the French take care of themselves and maintain their quality of life. They consider sleep not only a time to rest but also an indispensable part of living a healthy and happy life. So, if you ever ask the French for their secret to staying healthy and fresh, the answer is, love sleep and give it the priority it deserves in your life. You may be shocked to learn that in France, you can marry a deceased person, an interesting fact that is not found in many other places. Under French law, marrying a deceased person is not completely impossible. However, there are some strict conditions that need to be met. To do this, you must first prove that the deceased intended to marry you while alive. You also need approval from the French president. This is not something that happens every day, and the cases that are approved are not very common. A recent example of this was in 2017, when a same-sex marriage between a living person and a deceased person was approved. This is not only a rare event, but also a testament to the flexibility and openness of French law when it comes to regulating personal and emotional matters. So, if you think that the law is just a dry set of rules, then the truth about the ability to marry a dead person in France will make you change your mind. France is not only famous for its beautiful scenery and rich culture, but also has an amazing record for longevity. Specifically, France is home to the oldest person in the world, with a confirmed age of 122 years and 164 days. That is the case of Jeanne Calment. Born in 1875, Jeanne Calment witnessed a tumultuous century, from the inauguration of the Eiffel Tower to important historical milestones such as World War I and II, the invention of television, modern automobiles, and airplanes. She not only lived through great changes in history, but also witnessed the remarkable progress of humanity for more than a century. Jeanne Calment is not only a symbol of longevity, but also a living testament to the ability to withstand time and change. Her life is a legendary story, reflecting the resilience and strength of human beings to overcome all challenges. Her story is an endless source of inspiration, reminding us of the value of perseverance and the strength of the spirit. France, with its romantic and rich beauty, has always stood out on the world cultural map. This place is not only the cradle of romantic love stories but also the homeland of great writers. Did you know that France has won more Nobel Prizes for literature than any other country? Since 1900, 15 French citizens have been honored with this prestigious award. Among them, writer Marcel Proust with his masterpiece A la recherche du temps perdu, In Search of Lost Time. is a name that cannot be ignored. Do you know any other great French poets? Leave your comments below. And now, let's explore some interesting facts about French cuisine, an area where this country is not short of surprises. Did you know that France produces the most expensive bottle of wine in the world? A 150-year-old bottle of wine has sold for a whopping $550,000 at auction. It's an unbelievable number, but it's true. Not only wine, France is also famous for snails, with around 30,000 tons consumed every year. Although not all of them are harvested in France, with around two-thirds coming from Eastern Europe or other regions, if you enjoy snails in France, chances are they've had a long journey before reaching your plate. And finally, France produces around 1.7 million tons of cheese each year, with over 1,600 different varieties. This cheese not only serves domestic needs but is also exported to many countries around the world, affirming France's position in the food processing industry. And France is also the place where the 2024 Olympic Games will take place in Paris. Thank you for watching the story about France, the most attractive and charming destination on this planet. If you find the video interesting, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications and share with your friends. See you in the next stories. Goodbye and see you in the next videos.